Now, let's say I've devised a plan. Let's say one person has already decided what he wants to do, what business he wants to get into, right? Now, what you've said is amazing, like breaking it down into multiple parts and then breaking it down basically to hour-based or weekly or daily based tasks, right? But now let's
Yep.
say, how can people stay motivated? Now, I can have a great picture, amazing plan, but then if
Yeah.
I don't execute, all that is for nothing, right? So how can people stay motivated to make sure they are hitting those goals?
You know what I found about motivation? It's really funny.
Hmm.
Typically, when someone's not motivated, they look at it as a chore, a job, a lot of work, and they're not into it. They don't know if they want to do it. Usually means they don't love what they're doing. See,
Hmm.
if your goal is to, I want to make more money at the end of a year, that's a bullshit goal. Spend less money. If you spend less
True.
money, you can live a happier life and you don't need to make as much. Who says you need millions of dollars, or, millions of rupees doesn't go that far anymore, right? Because of the
Yeah.
currency exchange. But it once did, 20, 30 years ago, a million rupees was much more. Uh, but when you look at it, if you don't love what you're doing, you're going to quit. You're going to give up. You're not going to be motivated. You don't need a motivational poster that says, keep pushing forward, or opportunities are a dime a dozen, or your hard work will pay off. What you really need is to find something you're passionate about and love. Because if you don't love what you do, then you're going to see it as work and you're going to be exhausted and you're going to be frustrated and you're not going to care for it. But the moment you love what you're doing, you'll just keep pushing forward without considering it work, and you won't need that motivation because your love, your passion is your motivation.
Interesting. And how can somebody identify what they're passionate about before they get into or start a business? Any
I,
practical
I
tips you
see it
have?
as I see it as trial and error. See, most
Hmm.
people think that you grow up and you say when you're a little kid, I want to be a police fireman. I want to be a firefighter. I'm Indian, so my parents are like more like I grew up. I want to be a doctor. I want to be lawyers,
Engineer.
not so much. Yeah, engineer, doctor.
Yeah.
Those are the common things. Doctor more than anything else.
True.
Which, they're like, oh, doctor, good job. Very steady. I'm like, okay. But the problem is by the time you're a little kid to when you grow up, you usually don't want to do whatever you're thinking.
Yep.
And you're just like, wait, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I'm passionate about, but everyone else does. Well, that's a false sense of reality because everyone else doesn't know what they want to do. The easiest way to find what you're passionate about is to try a lot of different things that you think you're interested in.
Hmm.
Spend a day doing something. Spend an hour. If you like it in the next hour, then spend the next day. If you like it in the next day, do the next week. And if you think you're going to really love it, you'll be like, wow, this is amazing. Time flies. If you don't
Interesting.
like it, then move on to the next thing. See, most people figure out what they're passionate about and what they love by trial and error. You tend to try a lot of different things and you end up landing on the thing that you're naturally better at. And what most people don't realize is that thing that you're naturally good at tends to also be the thing that you love and that you're passionate about. And
Very
then
true.
that's what you spend your time on. But what
Awesome.
you'll find is the things that are really hard to you, that are hard to come by, usually people aren't passionate about that. They want the things that are easier to them.
Exactly. So it makes sense, right? You identifying what exactly is your strengths and then trying to go after those and see if you actually love those or not. And if you think that's not for you, I mean, yeah, you can obviously go ahead and try new things.